All right, YouTube, Sinister Ruler here, and this is going to be a little rant, which I normally don't do on this channel, but I'm doing it today just because this has just been eating at me for weeks now. Like, I had to make a video about this because the more I think about it, the angrier I get. The more... Okay, so basically, right, for those who don't know, Lee May received exactly one change in the last patch, the Ghostface patch, that is. Um, and it's this. So you may be wondering what just happened. Like, that looks the same, right? Nothing really changed. Well, what changed is the fact that this now has 10 more frames of advantage on hit. So you can see down there, it's plus 24. It used to be plus 14, and it would look something like this. So there's a pretty visible difference, right? You can see he gets up a little bit slower now than he did pre-patch. So what does that change? So what did you get off of plus 14? And just to show you, this is plus 14. So I can show you everything that you get off of Cartwheel pre-patch using Sweep. So pre-patch, you would get guaranteed back 2. And you can see, if you just do it frame 1, it'll still hit. Because it's plus 14, this has 3 active frames, meaning that on the 3rd active frame, it's frame 14. So if you just do this frame 1, it would hit. You also get a guaranteed back 3. You also get like a guaranteed sweep if you want. You can like down 4 check. You can get a guaranteed forward 4-4 check. There are so many things that you get off of plus 14. What do you get off of plus 24? You get back 3. You get forward 4-4. You get back 2. You get down 4. You're noticing something here? You get all of the same stuff, but you don't get anything extra. You literally just get what you got before. But now you have to manually time it because if you don't, it'll whiff, which was mathematically impossible before. It literally could not whiff before. And now it's possible for it to whiff because you can do it too early. And they just made everybody's life more inconvenient. That's all they did. They didn't give her anything extra. You don't get a safe jump or anything. Even if you did get a safe jump, look at this awkward, like your jumping doesn't even reach. So even if they did give her a safe jump off of that, it was only going to be important in the corner, not mid-screen. And yeah, that's basically it. And that's not even the main thing that bugs me about this buff, the fact that it didn't do anything but make your life like more inconvenient because now you have to manually time your meaty, which you didn't have to do previously. Also, we've been asking for so many other things. So many other things. We've been asking for, you know, something that jails off of back 2. Let me set him to... I'm just gonna do it, you know. Yeah, like we've been asking for something that jails off of that. We've been asking for this to eat other projectiles. Kind of like, you know, this 18 frame, almost full screen clap that Omni-Man had, you know, and plenty of other projectiles in the game that eat projectiles. Also with Movado, he gets a full combo off of that. So if you're trying to say, oh, this is a combo extender, that would be kind of broke for it to also eat projectiles. Omni-Man can do the exact same thing, so I don't even want to hear that. Also, his is a mid, this is a high. This could also have been a mid. They could have changed this to be a mid because as it stands right now, we actually have no way to force people to, you know, not just sit there and duck the whole time. We have to risk our lives with a chain reaction in order to force them to block something, and if they block it, we're dead. Like, they could have given us a new normal. Like, imagine if the second hit of back to 1 was its own normal. Look how far that goes. Imagine if that were its own normal. Like, that would be great. We've been asking for so many other things. If they wanted to buff Cartwheel, you know what they could have done? They could have made this safe on block. Why? Because almost every... Now, I'm not going to say... Let me be fair. Not almost every character in the game has, you know, a safe overhead splat, but there are so many others in this game. Reiko, um, who else? Reptile, Noob, I mean, Smoke has a combo in overhead and he can go invisible. Like, there's so many safe overhead splats in this game, not even counting the safe comboable overheads, that I think it's fair for this 10% splat that you can barely get a combo off of. And I mean, it's almost impossible for you to get a combo off of that. Like if I can even get this to work. Yeah, like it's so tight, and all you get is the hot punch itself. You don't actually get a combo. Um, if they wanted to buff cartwheel, they could have made that safe. They could have made this bounce up higher so that you have more time to actually get a combo. They could have done so many things with cartwheel to make it better. They could have made it to where you can't poke people out of this, because this is literally like a consistent anti-air. Like just poking will eat cartwheel for some reason, even though it's an airborne special move. There were other ways to buff cartwheel if they wanted to buff cartwheel, but no. They gave this move 10 more frames of hit advantage, and they called it a buff. If you were gonna give my character 10 frames of hit advantage on cartwheel and call it a buff, I would rather you literally not give me anything at all. And I do genuinely mean that, because like I said, all this does is make my life more inconvenient, because now I have to manually time my meaty, which I didn't have to do before. And for what? Like literally for what? This link right here is so tight. They could have made it to where you have more time to get these punches out. 10 more frames. 10 more frames is what we get. We've been asking for literally everything else to be, but I mean, we don't need all that stuff, right? Like sometimes we'll just say like, oh, it would be nice if she had, you know, if this were easier, like if the Scorpion combo off of down back 3 were easier when they were crouching, because this has less hit advantage when they're crouching. Like there were so many things. But no. So, yeah, that's my rant. That's why I hate this buff so much. And the more I think about it, yeah, the more aggravated I get. So I could go on and ramble about this all day, but I think y'all get the gist at this point. Comment if you agree. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. So take care. Sinister out.